Hey Java learners, welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn variables, data types, and input and output in Java. I'll explain everything using examples so you can actually understand what's happening, not just memorize syntax. Make sure you try these examples along with me. So the first thing is that I have saved the file with the name leg2, and so that's why I have named here as leg2, the class. As I already told you in the first video, everything is written inside the class in Java. Here I have written public so that it can be accessed from anywhere. Alright, let's start. So here we have to write public static void main, this, and inside this class we'll start a program. So first, what is a variable? A variable is simply a container that stores some value. For example, I want to store a person's age. Age can change from person to person, right? So instead of hard coding a value, we store it in a variable. So let us say age is the name of a variable. Before this, we have to define the data type. We'll discuss in detail in this video what is a data type. For now, we are taking it int. Int means integer, and integer includes all whole numbers along with their negatives. That means like -3, -2, -1 like this, 1, 2, 3, and 0 is also included. Let us say the variable's value is 20. So we'll write here equals to 20 and then a semicolon. So a semicolon is very important to be put at the end of every statement in Java. Now, if you want to print the value of this age, what we can do is we have to write system.out.println. So for writing this, there's a shortcut, write SOUT, then simply press tab. You can see system.out.println is written itself, and then here you can write age because age is the name of the variable. So it should not be written inside double quotes. Let us run this and see. You can see we got 20 as the output. Now let's move ahead. Let and see the another example. For example, age only. If you want to change the age after a year, that is if you want to change it to 21, then you can see using variables we can change it easily. It is 21 here, now printed. If you want to like store marks, then what we can do is simply write here int marks is equal to, let's say, 85, then semicolon. We can even store another variable with other data types, like we can use price. Price, we can say to be double. Double is basically like a decimal value. So here you can write 99.99. Then next we can take grade. So for grade we have to take char. Char means character. So we'll discuss it further. So here I've decided the grade to be A. So A is in single quotes and we have put a semicolon. So marks store the whole numbers along with the integers here. I mean along with the negative. Price is decimal values and grade stores a single character. Let us print all of this. So we'll write SOUT, then tab. Here I will write marks. Here I will be writing double. Mm, Then in the next line, I will be writing grade. Oh, my bad, this is not double, this is price. Double is the name of our data type. If we run this, you can see we got all the values printed. Now we can comment this. Comment is basically for the programmer and it is not for the computer. So computer doesn't read this. You can even write English words in the comments. How to comment this? So you can just put 2/ in front of this. This will be commented. Or if you want it to be block comment, then what you can do is write slash then star, and at the end of the comment you can just put a star and a slash like this. So you can see this much portion is commented. Alright, let's move further. So, if we talk about the convention of naming variables, it is in camel case. Camel case means that this first word has C small and this second word has C like capital. So first letter of the first word is in lowercase and the first letter of the second word is in uppercase. But it's not at all mandatory to follow. Now let's understand the final keyword. Say if you have pi, that is 3.14. Pi is a variable which is having a fixed value of 3.14. So it means we can take it in double data type and here we have to put colon. So if we want to make this final, like it cannot be changed by anyone because we know its value is fixed. So we can simply write here final like this. And now let us try to change this value. If we change and then we say it to print this. Let's see what happens. I have not put in a semicolon here. Now let's run this again. So you can see it said the final local variable pi cannot be assigned. That means that pi value cannot be changed because here we have used the keyword final. That means this value is final and now it became a constant. Okay, so let us see. The further thing we have to read is data type. Data types. Data types tell Java what kind of value a variable can store. Just like age is integer here as we took, and marks is also integer, and price we took as double, grade char. So what type of variable we are storing, what type of value we are storing in that variable, this is what data types tell. Let's look at the most common primitive data types. So the first one is integer. So we have already taken an example of integer above, but let's take again. So if you want to write int count is 10. That means count is a variable and its value is 10 and we have taken int as the data type. Next is float. So float is used when we have taken decimal value with smaller precision. For example, if we say temperature, so float temperature is 36.5 F. So notice this F written after 36.5. So this F at the end is very important. By default, Java treats all decimal numbers like 36.5 as a double, not a float. What is double? Double is the decimal value with higher precision. But here our variable is of type float, so we have to clearly tell Java that this value is a float. That's why we add this F here at the end of the number. So if we try to write this as float temperature is equal to 36.5, then Java will give an error because this is considered as a double and Java does not automatically put a double into a float. So correct ways to write is either this, the first one, or like this. We can define this float here like this, or we can simply write here F. So both of the ways are correct. Let's take one example of double. So in double, like we can take some salary. Double salary is equal to 55, 65, whatever. 65,000.75 like this. Next is char. So char is for the character. If we write char gender is equal to M. Now notice something important here. We are using single quotes and not double quotes. That's because char is used to store only one single character. As you can see here. In Java, when we store just one character like a number or a letter or symbol, we must use single quotes. If we say like this M, we have put in single quotes. Similarly, if we want to put A or if we say 9, like this. So they're valid character values. If I use double quotes here, Java will give an error because double quotes are used for strings, not characters. The next thing is Boolean. So Boolean is true or false. If you say Boolean and if you want to name like is passed, and so this is either true or false. So we can write here true like this. So in true or false, T or F is in lowercase here, unlike Python where it is in uppercase. So next thing is typecasting. Sometimes we need to convert one data type into another. So there we need typecasting. Now typecasting are of two types. One is implicit and other is explicit. So first let us comment the above part. Now talking about the implicit typecasting first, if we have a number like int and we say count is equal to 10. The next thing is we have written double and the variable value is equal to the count. That is the variable, mm, that is this variable count. So basically we are just assigning the value, variable value, the value of this count. Now if we print this value, then what happens? We can see we got 10.0. So here we had written 10, but we got 10.0. This is because here we have written double. So double means that it converts this count, the value 10, into a decimal value. And so that's why we got this 10.0. So here there is no data loss, and that's why this integer values itself convert into double value when we have mentioned this data type. Now let's talk about another example. If we say that double pi is equal to 3.14 like this, and you just take another like integer result, this is equal to pi. And if we print this result, then let's see what happens. So we can see we got an error. It said cannot convert from double to integer. So it cannot convert from double to integer. This is because when this double will be converted to an integer, then there will be data loss. That is this 0.14. So it is not done itself. We have to write here in bracket integer like this int. So we have to mention the data type here again so that it can be converted. If we run this, you can see we got 3. So this is explicit typecasting. So the decimal part is removed and we got 3. Now let's comment this and then we'll move ahead with the output, that is print. So you have already seen how we print. So SOUT we write and then tab, and here if we write like hello world, then this will be printed. Now we'll see here two things like this is println. Now if we write here print, then also it works. You can see this works. Then what is the difference here? So that we'll get to know if we write two statements like here, just write hello, and in this we can write world. And then we'll write here hello and here we'll write world. So basically in the first two statements we haven't mentioned ln, and in the third and fourth one we have written ln. So let us see. You can see here hello and world. These two are in the same line, whereas this hello and this hello and this world, these are in two different lines. So that is what this does, that if we write println, the next statement printed will be in the next line. If we do not write ln, they will be printed in the same line. So if we just write here like this, so I can see here, this is visible clearly that the first hello world without ln are printed in the same line and the second one are printed in different lines. Till now, whatever programs we wrote, the values were already fixed inside the code. But in real programs, we don't need fixed values. We want the user to enter values from the keyboard. So now let's learn how to take input from the user in Java. For example, if we want the user to ask for user's age, user's names, or marks. So these values can be different from different user. That's why we have to take input. So in Java, to take input from the keyboard, we use something called the scanner class. The scanner class is already provided by Java, but we have to import it. So for importing, we will be writing here in the very beginning of the file import, then java dot util and dot here we will be writing scanner, and then we'll put a semicolon. So this line tells Java we want to use the scanner class from the util package. If we forget this line, Java will give an error. Okay, so let's see. Here we will be making an object of the scanner class. So for that we will be writing scanner, then we'll name the object as SC. You can name it anything. Scanner is the name of the class, that's why we have written here. Then we will be writing new scanner, and inside this system.in. So we are just taking input from the keyboard like this. So now using SC, we can read data entered by the user. Here a semicolon should be put, and let us see. So if we have to take input asking for the user's age, then what we have to do is first we can print here enter your age like this, and then we can make a variable, so the data type integer because it's age, name of the variable can be age, and then sc will write because we have already made this object of the scanner class, then dot nextInt like this. So I'll explain what nextInt and what all they are. So let us first see this. There's a semicolon required here, and then if you run this, you can see it asks for enter your age. If we say 6, then you can see we got out of the program. So now it's taking input here. So system.out.print, it shows the message to the user as you already saw. Then this sc.nextInt, it waits for the user to type a number. So int is here, so that means integer, and that's why it take input of a number. Whatever number user types is stored inside this variable age, and this is the data type, as I already told you, integer. So if like we wrote 6, then it means that age is equal to 6. Now let's print the age. So for that we have can write as SOUT then tab, and inside this we can write your age is, and here what we can do is we can put a plus sign and then the variable name, which is age like this. So this combines the text with the variable value and displays it. So if we say our age is 20, then you can see we got your age is 20. So now let's take a name which is text. For tag text we use a string. So let us write here that enter your name. And inside this we can make one variable now. So it's of data type string, so we'll write here string, and then we'll write name, which is the variable name, then sc dot next. So next is used to read a single word. So whatever the user types is stored in this variable name. So now let us print this. So here inside this we'll write hello, and then we'll write name. If we run this, uh, here a semicolon is required. We got your ages, so let us say here 18. Now name, so let us say Eliza, and it's showing hello Eliza. Let us just put a space here and then this again. So it asked for age and then the name. So you can see we got hello, then space, then Eliza like this. Oh, we can just make a program where both of them are printed together and take an input together. So for that, you can just put this here and like this. So first we have taken the input of age, then name, and then we have printed it all together. Let us see this once more. 20 and Eliza. Then you can see your age is 20. Hello, Eliza. Both are printed together. So this program takes name, takes age, and then it prints both of the things. Now you must remember some common methods like the first one, which is nextInt. This we already saw that it takes the input of the integer values. The next one is next double. So it take input of all the decimal values. Next, so it sees the single word text. If we use next line, then it takes the input for the whole line. Till we press enter, it takes the input. Now if we say next boolean, then it will input true or false. So these are the different methods that we can use. Now let us see the use of one. Like if you want to enter the price, so we'll say enter price, and we can make a variable price here. We name give it the data type double, and then this will be equal to the object we already made. So let us just uncomment this and sc dot next double. This is to be written as we discussed it here. For double data type objects, we have next double. This reads the decimal numbers. So we can print this. Let us see. If we enter the price of something as 20.201, you can see we got it printed. Now there's one important thing that I want you to understand because this confuses almost every beginner. When you use nextInt and then use next line immediately after it, you might see strange behavior. Suppose I write this code uh, age, that is, it's asking for the age, and then we'll make the variable int age is equal to next integer like this, and after that we ask for the name. So let us say here name, and then it will be string. So string name is equal to sc dot next line like this. Now here we if I run this program, something weird happens. So let us just say to print age and name as well, then we'll run this. So age will say 78, and then you can see name also it took by itself 78, and we do not got the time we do not get the time to write anything. Like if I run this age I said 3, then you can see it did not take the input of name. Then why this happens, let me explain. So when you type a number and press enter, two things go into the input: the number itself and the enter key, which creates a new line, right? So next integer reads only the number but did not consume the enter key, because as I already told you that next integer it always just takes the integer value. So when we write integer and then enter, so it does not consider the enter. So when next line runs next, it immediately reads that leftover enter key and thinks the input is already done. So that's why it did not take the input of name. Let me explain you in another way. Imagine the enter key as leftover food on a plate. Next integer eats only the number but leaves the enter behind. Then next line, what it does is it comes and eats the leftover enter, so it does not wait for your input. To fix this issue, we add one extra next line to clear the input buffer. So after this, we add this sc dot next line like this. So it will clear the enter key. Now if we run this and see age is 2, then name. So you can see we got the time to enter the name. If this feels confusing right now, don't worry at all. This is one of the most common beginner issues in Java, and even experienced developers forget this sometimes. With practice, this will become very easy. In the next video, we'll learn operators and conditional statements. Make sure to practice these examples, and I see you in the next video. Happy coding!